Deep, eh?
Yeah, not bad. It's got that crusty layer on it still.
It is snowing yet again outside. You know, it seems to me I've broken more stuff in the last month on this sled than I have in the last 4 years of riding. I've got the clutch sitting right over here. Clutch is right here. So we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna stick the new primary clutch on here. On this white M8 of mine here. And well, I was going to take it for a ride tomorrow, but instead the Phaser. The Phaser seems to be the popular machine, so we're going to take the Phaser for a ride tomorrow. Let's get this thing together because it has to go to Revelstoke next weekend. It is snowing like a bastard out there right now. You can really tell it's starting to shift into spring snow now. It's just that heavy wet snow that tends to melt just as fast as it's falling, but a little further out west here where it's a little cooler. There's still going to be a ton of snow out there. It snowed most of the day today. It's supposed to snow all night and all day tomorrow, so go for a rip there tomorrow. But that'll be on the Phaser. So instead, on this thing, we got some clutching to do. And we also got to fix the tether switch. I have to cut out the bolts for the skis. I still haven't done that yet because I got to replace the ski dampers. Dampers are shot. I frickin' piled into too many trees and stuff like that, and the dampers are all screwed up now. I haven't got around to those yet. They are they're not great. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to end up cutting these bolts out because I'm pretty sure it's actually seized into the spindle. I tried to remove them once, but they would not move, so I'm gonna have to probably cut them out. Ski bolts aren't a problem for today though. What we gotta get done today is get that primary clutch installed, and we got to get the tether plug back in. So let's start by doing that. Who knows, maybe we'll find a bunch of other broken stuff in there as we go. Alrighty, so I got this new belt. Gonna go ahead and throw that on. Reminder, belts are directional. Hey, here's something you probably didn't know. If you ever do install one of these belts backwards by accident, just run it backwards for the rest of its life. Don't put it on, don't catch it when you're adjusting your belt deflection or something like that, and then flip it. If you ever install one of these backwards, just run it backwards the rest of its life. It'll be fine. Get the same life out of it. Just those braids stretch out a certain way, and then you don't want to put a whole bunch of reverse torque on them after a little bit of all that forward torque. Okay, so instead of actually opening up the sheaves on the secondary clutch, I'm just going to cheat this belt on with the new primary. There's a primary all tuned in the way we like it, all rebuilt. What I did yesterday, I didn't do a video of it, but it's all rebuilt. So there we go, and there. That's how we cheat on the belt. Super easy. Bolts right here. T60. Go ahead and thread that in. Snugged up in there right now. Just kind of tight by hand until the engine starts rotating. That's as tight as I'm going to go right now. And what we're going to want to do is actually torque up that clutch properly. Because there is a torque setting on them. That should do. That's not really a great way of holding the clutch, but That's what I'm gonna do. Now I'm gonna torque this up. Right there. That's good. And now what I gotta do is I gotta run the sled for 3 minutes, and then I'm gonna torque it up again. And that way you know it's on there properly. I guess we should check our belt deflection while we're here doing this. Should be, oh, that is banjo string tight. That's a tight belt. That's probably because that's not even tightened down. Here it is, couldn't find my freaking 10 mil anywhere. Just gonna tighten this up, because that's what's causing my misreading. Belt deflection, there we go, she's already loosening off a little bit. Hold on the brake, tighten her up. There we go, so now we're able to walk the belt. Look at that, doesn't even catch anymore. And that is gonna be way too loose. I'm gonna go ahead and put some more shims on. And I'm missing all my shims right now. I think I gave them all to Nigel when I was riding his sled there last weekend. So, it is gonna be what it's gonna be right now. I'll have to go pick up some more shims from the shop there. So that is far too loose, but it's the way it's gonna sit for right now. I kinda wanna run this belt a little bit, just on the track stand, because it's got a little bit of a warp in it right now, just stretched from the way it was stored, which is fine, just needs to be ran a little bit and get it shaped back. And once it's got it shaped back, we'll be able to dial it in a little more accurately, so that's fine for now. It can stay like that. So now I'm probably gonna have to take the whole hood off just to get at that tether switch. The tether switch is actually, I mean, this is the tether switch right here, but it plugs in like kind of right down in here. And if you have freaking micro hands, you're able to get it plugged back in. You can kind of reach in there and yank it out. I kind of thought that was part of my running issue, because I had that exact same issue happen on my Wildcat last year, where it would run for a second, as soon as I give it throttle, it would just die, and I was trying to freaking diagnose it, and I thought maybe that was part of the problem. And you guys know I've been through so many freaking tether switches for that exact same reason. So I'm gonna have to go plug that in. It's easy enough to rip it out with your hand and kind of grab around the connector, but getting it plugged back in is a little harder, so I'm going to take off the hood for that. I'm hoping if I can just get this one nut off, or this one screw out, I'll be able to just reach in there and plug her back in, because I don't have the fuel tank nut with me, nut tool with me. Oh yeah, I think I can do it. Maybe. And there she goes. She's all plugged back in and ready to go already. That is good. You don't have to take it right down. As you work on stuff, and like I'm a mechanic, so you kind of learn that well, you don't need to take that. Like, you look at the service manual and you're like, well, I don't think I really need to take this out. I think if I just move it out of the way, I'll be able to get at what I'm trying to get at. There's always more than one way to do things, and you start learning that after a while for sure. You know, while we're in here, we should check on our coolant, because that was giving us a little grief last time. That cap came off way too easy. Yeah, she's down again. How far down, I wonder? It's leaking. It's leaking out that stupid cap. Yeah. So this is probably something that a lot of you have never had to do before, because all this new antifreeze comes pre-mixed. But you know, back in the day, there was no such thing as pre-mixed antifreeze. It was all concentrated stuff, and that's what I got here. You can still find it in some places, but just got this old stuff that's good for aluminum engines, so we're gonna mix it up here real quick. Don't want to put that concentrated stuff in, so mix it up here quick and talk top up that coolant. That should be good. I think we bought this bottle of coolants back when Sean blew this was like 5 years ago. I forget if he forgot to put on the coolant cap or if he forgot something, but anyway, we had to buy this in Revelstoke, so still using it on sleds here 5 years later.
Make sure we drip it and make it leak everywhere too.
Gonna put on this stupid thing that actually you can even see it. Yeah, so that's it for sure. I'll see if I can get this on video. And I've actually seen this in quite a few sleds, and it's pretty clear here. I'll get a little more light in there. Pretty sure this is actually a manufacturing error, but there you can see it. The cap, it's not even round. The sealing surface, it's not even round. So that's going to be the problem right there. So every time I tip the sled over or anything like that, coolant leaks out because you can see on the video it's actually oval shaped. The outer rung, the outer sealing surface is oval shaped. So there's my problem. And this coolant bottle here is actually really cheap. I just gotta find the time to replace it. All. For now, that's how she will live till I get it replaced. Easy replacement. Well, I mean, for me, for me it's easy. All right, so I can't run it up right now because it's almost midnight. I don't want to wake up the whole neighborhood. So I still got to torque up that clutch, and I still got to set the belt deflection. We'll do that in the morning when I can actually run up the unit. We'll pop that hood back on quickly, and should be damn near it for the night. Notice the back end was sagging just a tiny bit, and these things can kind of tend to lose a little bit of shock pressure over time. I mean, it's just like a tire, even though it doesn't have a hole in it, it freaking loses a little bit of pressure every now and then. Over the course of, you know, a month or 6 months or a year, loses a bit of pressure. So let's pump up those rear shocks, or my rear arm shock anyway, because that's where most of your support is, in the rear arm shock. And we'll see what the pressure is at, and I'll tell you where I like it to be. Probably pretty dark and you won't be able to see in here, but we got the little straighter valve on the top of the shock, just like same valve that's in your car tire, except you need this special shock pump to check the air pressure. And you actually should do this while the sled is completely freestanding by itself, but I'm just gonna take as much of the preload off as I can, and I'll just kind of dial it in the best I can. This isn't the proper way to read your pressure, but hey, this is what we're gonna do today. At 145, I'm going to bring it up because you would be amazed how much, you know, a 5-pound difference makes on your rear arm, especially as far as sagging goes. Like, it could be the difference between the rear end damn near sitting on the ground and having a nice stiff or a flush ride, kind of whatever you like. Just set the bumper on the chair there so the track is off the snow, concrete, whatever that is. Giving me a little more accurate of a shock reading there. Still feels a little bit, that's pretty normal. I might take it to the shop quickly and give it a quick boost, quick recharge. That's about all we can do for tonight. Have to wait for the sun to come up, so people don't mind me making a little bit of racket.
Oh,